You're buying nothing, Paul Thurrott. Nothing.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
What happened?
You're not buying the nothing.
Oh, the nothing. Yeah, sorry. Right, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I as I wrote in my nothing to see here article.
Brilliant.
Right.
So for those
if you
who
want to be bored to, if you need to fall asleep, I strongly recommend watching their little teaser video. Carl Pei, just his name makes me want to fall, fall off the side of my chair.
So for this
guy thinks he's Steve Jobs, and he's like my boring neighbor.
For those who aren't lunatics and don't know what we're talking about, for maybe months at this point, the company Nothing has been teasing that they're building a phone.
Yeah, it started at CES. He allowed himself to be seen, in the distance using a phone. Like, oh, they must be doing a phone. It's exciting.
And they've been teasing it up as it's going to be the phone that's not an iPhone and whatever. And
let me ask you a question, Brad. How much money do you think Microsoft is worth? I mean, if you had to guess.
It's over
how many
trillion?
Hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars, right?
I guess around $1 trillion would be
trillions. Okay, trillion dollars. They couldn't make it in the smartphone market. This guy got some venture capital backing, has like $100 million or something, or maybe less. I don't even know. But yeah, we're gonna take on Samsung, and here's our shtick.
It's lights on the back. It's a little like
you can see through it.
But here's the great part, Paul Thurrott. It's only going to be available, I think, like in the UK and like couple European countries. If you're in the US and you're thinking, I might dabble it. No, you're not. You're not.
Yep. I wanted to mix things up, go with the unknown. I like the idea of OnePlus.
Yeah.
But they're a little too established now. Could I do that again?
Yeah.
No, not if you live in the United States.
Yeah.
He referred to those markets as their home markets.
Mm-hmm.
What's your home? Is your home like a yacht off of Singapore? Where? What, you have a home? I don't even understand this company. I just don't. I am not ever in the mood for faux enthusiasm, but this is such a non-event, and it's being treated as some legitimate something, and I just don't understand why anyone cares. It's like writing a story about like Xiaomi just released a new Android TV device.
Mm-hmm.
So, like just. You don't have to cover everything that happens, If it's not relevant to anybody, just ignore it.
I mean, maybe they could call Andy Rubin up for some advice, although he had some other issues going on besides his hardware. Because I am me and I'm ridiculous, I read an interview with Carl Pei recently where they asked him, if Andy Rubin couldn't make a go of this. And his answer basically broke down to, well, we bought the smoldering remains of his company and his brand for some reason. Are not using it for anything. Like, I don't know. This is just here's a thing, and some people might agree with this. Others may not. I don't think anybody really cares about their phone anymore. Yeah, I think if you're an iPhone person, you're just gonna buy the iPhone. If you're an Android person, you're probably just buying whatever. The Samsung.
It's really a Samsung person. There's Android people, and I'm sorry, there are Samsung people, and there are iPhone people, and then there's some little 10 to 15% slice.
Yep.
Of people who just, it's like you ever see someone like we both like cars, for example. Mm-hmm. So you're out in the world, driving in your car, and you notice other cars. And every once in a while, you'll see a vehicle. It will be like something like I'm trying not to make fun of it, like some weird like little Hyundai thing, or like a Chevy Malibu or something. And you're like, this vehicle is owned by someone who just does not give a crap about cars. Yeah, like they just don't care.
Yep.
They're like, whatever. I need a vehicle that gets me from A to B. I got to get something used or something cheap or something vaguely jelly bean shaped with four wheels. I don't care. Mm-hmm. And you end up in this thing that nobody cares about. And those people in the smartphone world probably buy, Samsung A series phones or J series phones, or I don't know what they buy. Like for the most part, I mean, the little dribble of people that buy, I guess, OnePlus phones still, or even Google phones or something. But like Motorola phones, I guess, is still a thing. Is LG still a thing? I don't even know.
I think they left the phone market.
They just don't. These companies just don't really matter much today.
Yeah.
In the smartphone space, but I agree with you.
You ever do this? Like, I think we're at the point. I've always talked about how people are more engaged on phones than they are on PCs, and that's one of the troubles you have with an app store or an ecosystem, because people aren't on the, oh my God, what's new in the Microsoft? It's Tuesday. I wonder what's new. You know, like, yeah, nobody really does that. But I think we're all getting to the point with smartphones. I don't think people are doing that in phones either. We're not looking for the next great app. Like, we've kind of settled into a groove here.
Well, yeah, it's because the phone has been maximized now. It's full screen. Like the screen is the whole entire front. The only differentiator you get pretty much anymore these days are marginally better photos each time, and maybe a little bit better battery life.
That's cool. I mean, and if people are waiting 3 to 4 years, the photo situation will be dramatically better for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, I what I was going to ask earlier was, you ever find yourself like you're just out in the world doing whatever, and like you pick up your phone and you look at it and you're like, what am I looking at this thing for? Like, what am I doing? Yeah. Like, there's nothing. I don't know. I feel like we're starting to check out a little bit.
I just don't think I think they're not quite there yet, but they're approaching that stage of just kind of like, it's the dishwasher in the house, except it's on your body now.
Yeah, it's not a commodity because they are expensive, but they are ubiquitous.
Yes,
they're just well, not everyone has a car, but that's a stupid thing. If you live in an area like I live, you have to have a car to get. There's no public transportation. There's no walkable store from where I live, so it's like it's not a commodity. Cars are expensive, especially these days with gas prices, but you just kind of have to have one. And yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't think there is Carl Pei wants the smartphone market to be exciting again. And that's completely understandable, I guess, because it really, but exciting basically means that there are problems with the existing products. Like, I think the thing you're kind of highlighting here is that we've reached a point where these things just work great pretty much across the board. So for most people, it's like, I don't even like what I will buy a new one of these. Oh, I'm going to murder this animal. See these bins I have behind the other side. The other side I have behind me.
Yeah,
they're really floppy, and you can't really see it right now. But I take the one out of the bottom to let the AC kind of push through here. So it's just sitting out on the floor. It's like an open bin. So the other day, the cat that doesn't really come in here all that often walks in my office, and she's like, "Oh, look, a new cat bed." So I kicked her out of there immediately. And because I don't want cat hair all over this thing, it's empty. I put it upside down. But these things are really floppy. So she saw the thing I saw her come in the other day again. She looked at it, it's upside down. She looked at it, I'm like, get out of here. Chased her out. So I woke up this morning, and there's this big black flat thing on the floor. Like, it looked like a shirt or a blanket or a towel or something. And I turned on the light, and it's the bin collapsed because what she had done was she jumped on top of it upside down, fell through it because it can't sustain weight upside down. And anyway, she is now, I wish there was, I can't position. She is now sitting in it, looking at me and going, because she wants us to be a new place. And I'm going to have to kill her because she's like a little Terminator robot. She's never going to stop.
That's the logical solution.
There's no end to this now. I could collapse it. I'm going to have to collapse it. She's sitting there getting her damn hair all over it. Anyway, stupid cat rolling around.
Anyways, if you're looking to buy a controller and you see one on a store shelf, buy one. It's affecting the UK and the Europe more than the US, but you need a controller.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of this. This is gonna be the tech headline for the next few years. Is gonna be, what can you not get?
Mm-hmm.
A
nothing phone. I mean, that's kind
of. Well, guess what? You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah.
By the way, there's about to be. My wife just upgraded her phone. She has a Samsung. Well, 2 years ago, I bought and reviewed a Samsung. Let's see, it was a Galaxy S20 Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
This year, they do this every year. They have like tremendous trade-in values. I think she got like 700. I told her there's a big sale at Samsung. They keep doing this. You can get $750 for your phone. You could get a new phone for less than $300. You should think about it.
Yeah.
She usually doesn't act on this kind of thing. And she comes down the other day. She's like, "Hey, my new phone arrived." And I'm like, "What?" She bought it. So I'm like, "Okay, cool." But they're about to have another sale, and like people who are in the Samsung ecosystem benefit from this crazy trade-in value thing. And there's about to be an even better sale on Samsung stuff. So if you're a Samsung user,
and you have like a phone, especially if you have a phone that's only a couple of years old, you're like, well, I wouldn't normally, a new phone, these things. Her phone new is like $1,300. She got it for like $299, I think, or something. There was a sale and a thing trade it. It was like this crazy. Anyway, apparently there's so many Samsung phones sitting around, not sold. They're gonna have some stupid sale soon. So keep an eye out for that, because one thing you will be able to get is a new Samsung flagship at a crazy discount.
Yeah, they make great phones. So
I look at my Instagram today. I used
yeah
her phone to take photos of a baby deer across the river, and I don't know what I was zoomed in at. It's somewhere between 10 and 20x. The pictures are amazing. I'm like, give me your phone. Because I usually am like, hey, look at that, and then she like slowly takes hers. So I'm like, just give me your phone. I'm like, click, 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 and it's like, it's just for that alone, it's astonishing. Like the zoom capabilities on that particular device, it's just amazing. 10x optical, I think. But you can go like 20, 30. She took pictures of the moon when the moon was full. Astonishing. It's beautiful. It looks like it was taken with a telescope.
Well, those pictures would be great if the moon is never in the sky and you need a reminder.
You stupid cat.